Hi and welcome. I hope that you've been well. I'm glad that you've returned or that you found my channel. Thank you for watching. I've had a rough week. I started out to do 24 hours of cross stitch starting late Friday, and I made it through maybe 10 hours, not straight. I mean, on and off. I'm definitely on team sleep. But yeah, Saturday night I was getting a headache, and when I woke up Sunday it was a full-blown migraine. So that meant prescription medicine and complete dysfunction. Luckily I don't get these headaches very frequently. I mean, I have chronic migraines, but they're not always like full bore, let's see if your head will explode migraines. But that went on through yesterday. Yesterday was kind of the headache hangover phase. So I'd regained some function, but I was not adept at anything. But I'm good today. Today I'm good. Thank God. Yes, I am. So that means I had 3 days of absolutely no stitching, which is kind of sad. But I do have some clips that I can share with you. So I think I will show you those clips right now, and then we will come back on the other side and I'll pick up from there. Thanks. See you in a minute. Hi and welcome. I thought, this is October 1st, and I thought that I would stitch the first couple of stitches on Hocus Pocus in a clip on my video with you. So here we go. You see this? I should point out that this square box right here, DMC 310, come all the way over here. I don't know if that's focused, but that's 7 right there. There are 7 skeins of black in this project. Luckily I have a cone of black. It's going to be interesting. So guess where we're starting? We're starting with black. So I'm going to do this 1/1. This is 25 count, and it's going to be a 1/1 on 25 count magic guide. And this is a size 24 needle. I may have to downsize it. So I'm starting the line below the gray line, which tells me that the 10th stitch in that column and that line will be on the gray line. And that's how I keep track. Okay. Now I'm doing this 1/1, full cross. So generally what I do, since this is pretty much a whole box of black, and I just caught the thread on the back underneath the stitch. And that spot that you see right there is just my erasable pen showing me 2 inches in and 2 inches down, approximately, so that I knew where I wanted to start. And I'm having a hard time seeing this because I got all my lights on, which is why I don't do Stitch With Me videos. So, I know Candace was going to start right about now too. I had to, I made some loaded potato soup for dinner, so that was good. And, yeah. Now it's time finally to stitch a little bit. And I have heard from Michelle, and I hope that I can have that out, to the Halloween journal out to her tomorrow sometime. It's always kind of exciting on something I make is going to go all the way across the country. We're about just as far apart on the land United States as you can get. So it's all very interesting, at least on a parallel. Horizontal, yeah. Anyway, so I'm just doing 10 stitches across and 10 stitches back, and I'm going to go as far as I can tonight, which probably won't be very far because my hands just aren't doing it right now. But they will be soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. This will be a short one, just to let you know that now with everything else, they're tearing up my road and putting down some quick, I guess, asphalt, which is the same junk that every time they plow my road, it gets thrown up into my yard. I love it. So anyway, I didn't get much stitching in yesterday. I got 200 stitches done on the first on Hocus Pocus, which I'm loving. And I'm doing this with Slub Lover Stitches. That's Candace on both Instagram and here on FlossTube. If you haven't checked her out, you really should. I decorated my floss box for this kit, for this aid. Not the front, huh? So anyway, I got 200 stitches in on the first, and then I got another 100 stitches in yesterday, but unfortunately that's all I had time for. And in those first two boxes there's 2 different color blues and some 3371, and of course the lovely black 310. So this is really fun. This is 25 count, and I'm doing 1/1. So it's going really well. I'm enjoying it. I just have to be able to have time to do more of it. So I will let you go because I know that noise is annoying. Take care, and I'll see you again. Hi, and welcome to October 4th. Yep, there was a break in my videos because yesterday I painted some more in my downstairs bathroom, and by the time I was done with that, my hands were kind of done, and I wasn't, I just didn't feel like doing much else. So today I'm actually going to start participating in the 24 hours of cross stitch for October, and I'm going to start with Witching Hour. This is Lisa Parker design, and it's charted by Michelle Sayada of Hade and Heaven and Earth Designs. So I've been working on this. I haven't worked on it in a long time, but I have got a page finish on it. This is in half stitch. It's 2/1 on, I don't know if this is 18 or 25 count. I think it's 25 count. I am on to page 2. I'm also using DMC cotton for this, which is a number 12, so I'm just using one strand, but the one strand is actually, I think I'm just using one strand. This might, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to figure that out. But anyway, I'm going to pick up with this today for my first while of the 24 hours, and you can see that I have a matching needle minder that I also ordered from Heaven and Earth Designs, simply because I love this black cat. And if you saw my picture on Instagram yesterday, you saw my short-haired black cat Spike, who is a beautiful cat and looks quite a bit like this black cat. So I will call him Spike. Yeah, so that's about it for today. I just did a Dollar Tree haul video for my granddaughter Jacqueline, who thought that that would be a fun thing for me to do because she liked the things that I bought at Dollar Tree, and she thought other people might be interested too because Dollar Tree hauls are a thing. So anyway, I will see you again. I will touch back and let you know how many hours I work on this. Bye. Okay, first hour of 24 hours of cross stitch. Witching hour. Lots of frogging. And some stitching. Let's see what happens in the next hour. It's Friday at, what? 3:17. And I started at 2:11. Yeah, lots of frogging. Okay, well that's after 3 hours. I started at 11 minutes after 2. And it's about, it's 5:17. So, yeah, I mean, I had to stop and feed the dogs and do a couple of other things, but that's not too bad for 3 hours. I'm probably going to continue stitching, and we'll see how far I get. I thought I would take a moment and show you what I'm dealing with here, trying to stitch on the witching hour. I've got Spike sitting on my pattern on my table, and of course my pattern is right here underneath his butt. But I have been making fairly good progress. I've done quite a bit, some of the brown, and then I did this whole thing of black. So, and there's Spike. He says, "Happy Friday." I'm gonna have to stop in a little while and take my granddaughter to her dance. So that means I gotta drive to Bennington, take her to the dance, and then come home. I don't know, maybe I'll finish, feel like stitching some more afterwards, but I'll let you know. Hi, and welcome to Saturday, October 5th, and I got about 4 hours in last night of stitching on witching hour, which I'm doing in tent stitch. I'm also using this for full coverage fanatics, which means I have to get 4,800 stitches in this month. But I made some decent progress in 4 hours, and I will probably come back to this later on in the 24 hours of cross stitch. Yes, you just saw me lift up my bag because I'm not prepared. What I'm looking for right now is I'm just watching Jen's Quirks and Stitches marathon prep video, and she's starting out with a new start on Halloweenies by Plum Street Samplers, and I already have this in progress. Of course, I don't have it with the pattern, so I'm gonna have to find it. I know I have it here. Yeah, that's not really a, there it is right there. Yep. Thank you for your forbearance. Oops, and there's the pattern, so you don't want to see that. This is on a piece of 16 count Ada. It's just a neutral. It's kind of a mauve gray tan color, and that's how much I have done so far. So that's my starting point for today. I will stitch as many hours as I can today, but I do know it's going to be broken up because we had a frost last night. I still have deck furniture out and plants that have to come in, and I got to get the air conditioners out of my windows because, yeah, when it goes down to 30 degrees, I don't think we're coming back from that. Although we could. You never know. Never say never in the great Northeast. But yeah, this is what I'm going to work on today for a while in the 24 hours of cross stitch. And I haven't done very well at hashtagging this on Instagram, but I will try to be better. But no, I'm not doing Insta stories or anything like that. This is just going to be my recap here. And then, yeah, because I'm not real good at keeping up on social media, but I will post maybe a picture to Instagram. So I will talk to you again later. Bye. Okay, well, this is October 5th, and this is about 1 hour of stitching. which brings me up to 5 hours, and it is already 1:30 in the afternoon because I got distracted. I had to go out and bring my plants in so they don't freeze, and get my deck cleaned off some, get my lawn furniture put away. So that's done. So now I'm going to stitch a little bit more. So I will catch up with you again. Okay, it's been another hour, and that's as far as I've gotten. I think I'm going to call it quits for today with this and move on to something else. Let's see. I think maybe I'm going to work on, let's see, is this Who's There? Let's see. Yep, Who's There? I'm going to work on this one by Prairie Schooler. This is another whip that I'll be putting some stitches into. Hi, and it is still October 5th. It is 8:20 in the evening, and that means I have been stitching for, let's see, 5 hours today, and I got 4 hours in yesterday, so that's a total of 9 hours so far. Somehow I doubt I'm going to make 24 because I have a workshop to go to tomorrow at Bat and Kill Stitchery. It's another needlepoint one, but yeah, I'm going to probably stitch a little bit more, but I think I'm going to switch projects. So this is Who's There, and that's how far I've gotten. A few interruptions, but it's all good. Okay, thanks. See you again. Okay, so I got through a couple more hours than those clips show, and I think what I did was I went back to working on Hocus Pocus. And that's a Tilton Crafts chart, and that's what it looks like. The Sanderson sisters. And I didn't get a whole lot further. You can see I'm using peels to hold on to the fabric. But so I came down and did some more black, and then I decided I was going to do some of the blue, the dark blue. And then I can go back and fill it in with black. So yeah, that won't be too bad. I really am impressed by everyone who likes to count stitches, because I realized more and more that I'm not a counter. I like to set goals for how much, how big of an area I would like to get to, but I don't count the stitches. And I did try when I first started 24 hours of cross stitch, but I think I gave up after the first couple of hours. I just feel it slows me down. And if you're not stitching like blocks, it's just painful to count. So yeah, I guess I won't be doing anything where I have to count. So that was my extent of stitching. I did do a little bit yesterday with my, let's see, let me move some of my cross stitching stuff out of the way. I did do a little bit yesterday with some of the things I showed in my dollar store haul, which not everybody probably watched. But what I bought stuff for Halloween. So one of the things I bought, well, actually I bought 3 of these. 2 of them have this articulated jaw. And if you can see by this one, I'm in the process of altering it. I cut the upper jaw out of that because I'm going to do a video on altering these things for Halloween. And then I bought a couple of garlands of course I can't find the garland that's intact. It's probably still in a bag. But this was a garland of 4 skeletons. And this poor guy, I have a plan. But this guy is, yeah, he's in pieces, poor thing. If I can get this poor little thing up. Let me hold him up. Yes. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well. I know, I'm a little bit weird. So anyway, I have plans to alter skulls and do a video. And I actually got this inspiration to get these skulls and small skeletons from Turtle Soup Beads, Susan on YouTube. She's really a fun polymer clay jewelry artist. She's a beautiful beader. Anyway, so that's a plan. I also got in an order for Maniology, which is, I saw advertised on Instagram, I think. So I checked them out, and I got a shipment from them. So I put together a video clip of that purchase, which, although I have my nails painted for this, today, I didn't have when I did the nail video, of course. My nails looked like trash, but they're not the Maniology stuff. This one, I know that Ingeborg does her nail polish, so I thought I would do, now this is just a Wet n Wild, the purple, the dark purple, and it's called Disturbia Audace. Yeah, Disturbia. I know, we're not even going to talk about it. And then my clear coat, which I put underneath the dark color to help me get it off. And on top is a Sally Hansen Mega Strength Ultra Shine top coat. And I probably got it at Walgreens or Walmart's. So that I'm now looking at stamping stuff for nails. Although I do have some other stamping stencils. And what's funny is I didn't really get them for stamping nails. I got them for polymer clay. But I may try them on my nails, you never know. And the other elephant in the room is this big collar that I'm wearing. Really, the necklace of the day is my Wally, which is the necklace on the chain. But I put this on so I could show it to you. I got this off of Amazon. It was very inexpensive. It's 2 dragons in the world. And I thought this would be really cool to see if I could replicate this in some polymer clay pieces, because I really love this. I love dragons, and I thought it would be fun to play with clay with that. And it's, let's see, not even sure I can take it off. I think it's, yep, there it is. It's actually 2 pieces, and it just comes around like that. Of course, now I have this big jump ring hooked, and it just goes like that. Isn't that kind of cool? I told you I collect some of the most eclectic things. Doesn't mean I'm going to wear them, but I like to collect them. They inspire me. So I guess that's important, right? We all need inspiration. And let's see. Is anything else new on my horizon? Right now, I'm all about skulls and decorating. Actually, I don't decorate a lot anymore. I used to when my kids were younger, but we don't ever get Halloween, any trick-or-treaters here. So the most I might do now is, put a colored light bulb on my porch light and put a wreath on my door. But my granddaughter still goes out and buys pumpkins, and I think her boyfriend Chris's birthday is the 27th, so she's decided that that's a tradition for his birthday. We'll be going to get the Halloween pumpkins and carve them. And then we toast the pumpkin seeds in the oven. So that's always fun. So I have plans. I have Halloween plans, just like everybody else as far as stitching goes, because it is Dark October stitching. And this week coming up, I have... and of course I set my book over here. I have a few things that I'm planning to do. I haven't started the Just Cross Stitch ornament for October, which is in the Christmas 2018 magazine. So I will have to pull that out and maybe get that started. And so there are some other pieces that I haven't worked on. And I'm going to only work on ones that I haven't touched yet. So for this week coming, let's see. I haven't spun my wheel, and I don't have my iPad in here. Talk about not being prepared. But I've worked on Halloweenies, and I've worked on Who's There. So I think coming up, I'm going to work on not that. That was Halloweenies. I'm going to work more on the Witching Hour because I'm doing that for my 2400 stitches on just Cross Stitch Fanatics. So, yeah, that's the Witching Hour. And of course I'm doing that in half stitch, so I'm going to have to do 4800. But I did get some of that out of the way when I was successful at the beginning of 24 hours of cross stitch. So that's one of the things I'm going to work on. And another thing that I'm going to work on is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. A lot of people have stitched this or are going to stitch this, and it's really beautiful. I have changed some of the colors, and I'll show you where I am. And this is on a piece of Aida, 18 count I believe, that I dyed myself. And that's what that looks like. And those are DMC colors. I think the house is DMC 4000, maybe. Maybe it's not. It might be Color and Cotton Fairy Ring. Yep. What do you know? I did the house in Color and Cotton Fairy Ring, so that's the color that I used for the house. And you can see it there. I really enjoyed working on that. And then for the windows, I did DMC 4072. So I am going to work on Away We Ride for a little bit because I would like to finish the house. And you can see the crows aren't done. I got one color in on the crows, but I would like to get that border started. I think that would be fun. I'm not a big border person, but I kind of like the border in this piece. So, yeah, I think that will be one of the pieces that I work on. And then I might work on her for a couple of days. And then, see that? You're seeing me in my choosing process. Not that it's ever a big process, because usually I stitch on something until I feel like stopping, and then I move on to something else. So I think the next piece I'm going to work on is Double Double by Prairie Schooler. And this is a piece that I did watercolor on. So you can see the colors in there. I've also, it's just a piece of Aida, 18 count Aida, I think, that I coffee tea dyed and did some watercolor painting on, and then I started the stitching. And if you can see the cauldron flames, those are beads. So I'm going to do some more work on Double, double. Toil and trouble. That sounds like a good one to get to. And after that, I think I'm going to work on... Now remember, I also have to work on the Just Cross Stitch ornament. I have to get my witching hour further along. And on the 14th, let's see. Yep. On the 14th, my War of Tooth and Claw from Ingleside Imaginarium should also come in. But I think what I'm going to work on, I do not have a good picture of this piece because it's out of a Just Cross Stitch magazine from 2011, and it's mostly just the pattern. But here's a little piece of it, and it's called Wicked Night. And that's also on a piece of Ada. It's opalescent Ada that I hand-dyed myself. And that's how far I am with that. So, and I've changed all the colors because it was charted in just 310 black. So, I will show you how far I get with that too. I did have plans of all these things I was going to talk about and show you, and I just didn't get a chance between my headache and the headache hangover to get myself together. So, yeah, I'm afraid that that's about the size of it. I am listening to an audiobook, and of course I don't have my iPad here, so I can't even tell you about that. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the next video, because I know a lot of people are starting to talk more about the books that they're reading. So I'm hoping that I get a video up on maniology, and I'm also hoping that I can get a video up as I work on some Halloween decor. I think that that's going to be fun. You can see I cut a hole out of his head too. He has a real hole in his head. Okay, I'm rambling. So thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me if you're still watching. And until next week, be kind and be courageous. And in all things, be colorful. Thanks for watching. Take care. God bless. Okay, so I'm back again. With all that, there's only one thing I forgot, and that was haul. And it's not much haul, but I just wanted to show you. I've done Dragons of Sumatra, and I'm working on Forests of Sumatra, so I had to go back out and get Squirrels of Sumatra. The difference in this Sumatra, the squirrels is like in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors. And they're all, I think it's Classic Colorworks, but there is a DMC conversion, so I don't know how I'm going to do this yet. But I've been changing the mono color, and the other 2 charts to be my own colors. So it's interesting to see this Squirrels of Sumatra by Ink Circles done in multiple colors. So that's fun. And who knows when I'll get to it, because I don't know. But I wanted to share that with you so I could put it away. Thanks. And again, I'll see you next time. Bye.